Hey bookaholics, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my March wrap up, my currently reading, and my TBR, because my March wrap up is a little bit small this month, which is kind of understandable because my reading was just weird this month. First half of the month I just wasn't really feeling like reading, and then the second half of the month I did feel like reading, but I was busy helping my cousin with her new business she was starting, and then I got sick, and then it's just been not good. I'm still a little bit sick, so my voice is a little weird, but I did get my hair done, so that's exciting. I was going for a red, and my hair, it's really ugly when it like starts growing in the roots, and then you can see the difference. I didn't really change the top part of my hair, but then it went into this color, and yeah, so I like it, and I'm hoping you guys like it too, so let me know in the comment section if you like it. Let's just get right into all of the things in this video. So the first book I read this month was Little Black Dresses, Little White Lies by Laura Stampler. This was part of my TBR, and this is the only book I got to in my TBR. It took me forever to read this book. As I said, the first half of the month I just was not feeling like reading, and this was the one that I started with. I don't know if it's because of this book that I didn't feel like reading or what, but I powered through this one. It was cute. I gave it I think I gave it like 3 stars. It was not very memorable, but it was enjoyable as I was reading it. It pretty much follows a girl who gets a internship in New York with a magazine that is very like teen. She ends up getting the dating blog one, and she has no dating experience at all, so she's kind of just scrambling to get the internship. She ended up using her friend's story that got her the internship, and all this other stuff happens after it, and she starts making little white lies and wearing little black dresses. So yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Devil Wears Prada, kind of like that one. It was fun to read, it just wasn't very memorable. That was the first book I read in March. The next 2 books I read were both audiobooks. The first book I read was Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman. So this one, I wasn't too sure how I was gonna like it, but I ended up really liking it. I think I gave it like 4.5 out of 5 stars, I think. It was very interesting. I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't have even picked this one up, but Emma from Emma Books mentioned that she really liked it, so I had to check it out, and it was available on Overdrive, so I just decided to give it a try. It was very fascinating, actually. It was a little bit hard to get into at first. It pretty much follows a boy, I can't remember his name, but it follows a boy who has schizophrenia. It kind of goes back and forth between his real life to the life in his head of being a pirate and being on a pirate ship, and it pretty much goes from that story to the other. At the beginning of the book, I really like the real life aspect, like seeing how the paranoia was affecting his life and all that kind of stuff, and how his parents were suspecting that something was wrong. And then the pirate part wasn't really connecting to me, but eventually about halfway through I understood where that came from, and it was more interesting, and it really drew me in, and I absolutely loved it, and it was so good. I really like the schizophrenia of it because I'm very interested in like learning about other mental illness that don't get too much information around them because they are seen as more scary and they're like rare, so they don't get too much airtime. It was very nice to read this book, and what I really like is that Neil Shusterman had a son who had schizophrenia, so he knows how parents go through it, and he understood the parents aspect of it, and he understands schizophrenia in that way as well. So I really like that aspect of it, and I would highly recommend this book. The audiobook was really well done. The narrator gave voices to the different kind of characters that came in, which I really liked. The third and last book I read in the month of March was Aristotle and Dante. Aristotle and Dante. Oh, what's it called? Aristotle and Dante Understand the Universe, or something like that, by, I can't remember his name. I'm so bad. I don't remember names at all, and I don't really feel like looking it up. I'll just put it up here. This book was actually better than I thought it was going to be, because I tried reading this before. I think I still gave it 3 stars. I did try reading this audiobook before, and I kind of gave up, and I just didn't really feel the need to read it, but a friend of mine really loved this book, so I decided to give it another shot when I saw it on Overdrive that it was available, so I gave it a shot, and I finally finished it. It was good, but just didn't quite connect to the characters. It might be different if I read it in physical form. The narrator is Lin-Manuel Miranda, which actually really drew me in once I realized that was the narrator, and that's really what stuck me in there, because I recognized his voice as Alexander Hamilton, so I was like, ooh, this is cool. But it still didn't quite draw me in the way that it might have drawn other people into the story. I don't know, it just didn't quite connect to me in that way. But Aristotle and Dante Understand the universe. Pretty much follows two characters, Aristotle and Dante, as they kind of develop a friendship, and as they both never really had very good friendships before, they kind of draw to each other during the summer, and then Dante moves and all this other stuff happens. So it is an LGBTQ book. Aristotle and Dante are adorable, but I just didn't quite connect to them in ways that other people did. But yeah, that was the third and last book I read in the month of March. So the book I'm currently reading is The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. I am about halfway into this book so far, and it's enjoyable. Like, I'm really slowly getting into more reading again, which I'm hoping April will be better, but it's pretty adorable, and it's just like a slow running contemporary for me at the moment. It follows a girl named Rin who is stuck in the Denver International Airport as there's a big snowstorm and all the flights are canceled. It's getting to the anniversary of her best friend's death, and she is very desperate to get back to San Francisco. Pretty much it starts with her being kind of obsessed with having this unread message from Lottie, her best friend, and she ends up getting her phone swapped with another guy and ends up having to scrounge around and find him, and then they kind of get into this whole thing. It's kind of crazy, and it's really enjoyable at the moment. It's just a very slow running book. I feel like this one would have been one I would really just like devour before, but just the month of March was weird and it just hasn't been happening. So hopefully in April I'll finish this right away. That is the one I'm currently reading at the moment. Okay, so let's get into my TBR of April. So one of these is a rerun of my March TBR because I didn't get too much done. First one I'm going to be mentioning is The Duff by Cody Keplinger. This is the reread I was planning on reading in March but did not get around to, so hoping to get around to it in the month of April and finally reread this book. This one pretty much follows a girl named Bianca who kind of gets into an enemies with benefits with a guy named Wes, and she pretty much, this happens because he calls her the Duff, which means the designated ugly fat friend. Things go from there. It is a really good book. Really loved it when I first read it in high school, and I'm hoping I still really love it, and I'm hoping to see how that goes. But I was hoping to get that in March, but that just didn't happen, so let's hope for the month of April. Next book I plan to read in the month of April is True Letters from a Fictional Life. I just feel like reading an LGBTQ book, and like a really cute one that reminds other people of 12 Boys Love Before, because 12 Boys Love Before is coming in August on Netflix, and I'm so excited. If you haven't heard about that, that's when it's happening. It's in August and it's going straight to Netflix, so don't have to like go to the theater or anything like that, and I'm just really excited for it. But that just really makes me want to read this one, and it's an LGBTQ book, and I really want to read another one of those. Not too sure exactly what it's about. I know it follows a guy named James, and he has a crush on his friend, and he writes a letter, and somehow that gets out, and that's pretty much all I really know. So yeah. Next books I plan to read in the month of April, which is a series, is The Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan. I finally have all the books. I'm really excited to get to these books because I've had the Lost Hero and the paperback of The Son of Neptune and the Mark of Athena for a while, and I just been wanting to have the whole series, but I haven't found them like at Value Village like I did the other ones, and all the ones at stores were paperback, and I didn't feel like doing that. So when I heard about thrift stores, I thought I'll give it a shot and see, and they had it, so I was really excited. Here's Olympus. It pretty much follows after the Percy Jacksons happens, and it follows new characters in this one, but Percy eventually comes back, which I am so ready for, and I'm just so excited to get back into this world. So yeah, that is the last books. Here's of Olympus series is what I plan to read in April because I'm just so excited to finally read them. But that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy. If you guys did, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below all the books you read in the month of March, all you're currently reading, and your TBR, because I would love to know. And subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out my other social media accounts, my Facebook, Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram. I make a video every Thursday, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye!